What is up, guys? In this video, I'll be covering everything that you didn't know about when doing a G35 350Z BREMBO upgrade. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. And first, I am going to start off with the rear of the BREMBO upgrade. As you guys can see, my factory caliper is off already, and the reason behind that is I am doing a BREMBO rear dust shield. BREMBO upgrade, of course, you need a bigger disc, and since you're going to a bigger disc, you're going to run into issue with your factory non-BREMBO dust shield. But everyone just cuts them, right? And this is obviously a clean install. Like, I'm not cutting any of the dust shield. So this is a dust shield swap. And if you wonder how to do this step by step, go watch this video after you finish this one. So that's the number one thing. You can swap out these dust shields, and they can be a little bit pain to get to, but it's 100% worth it. Number two is, yeah, the whole disc, the handbrake assembly inside remains the same. The drum part is the same size, so you don't have to upgrade or to change to a BREMBO handbrake assembly. And the third is these caliper bolts. Here you guys can see is a BREMBO rear brake caliper. I'm gonna show you guys the difference on the caliper bolt, because a lot of times when you buy these, it doesn't come with the caliper bolt. So you can see here is the one from the BREMBO, and you can see the thread is sort of like a lower pitch thread, whereas this one, it's a lot more higher pitch. Like if you put these two bolts side by side, and straight away you can tell the difference. On the left hand side is the BREMBO one, on the right hand side is the non-BREMBO one, and you can't reuse the non-BREMBO caliper bolt, because otherwise you're gonna strip it. And number four being the brake line. So with the OEM non-BREMBO brake line, you guys can see on the back of the caliper, it just bolts straight onto the brake caliper, and you can see just like bolts straight in there, nothing else. It's like extra. And on the BREMBO one, you have like a whole hard line setup and a bracket as well, and then that part connects back into where your factory hardline is. And now if you only have, like most of the time when you buy these calipers, it doesn't come with brake line, and also it won't come with this little bracket. So most of the time you have to reuse your factory that non-BREMBO brake line, which is not really recommended, because then you have to change, basically like you have to change your banjo bolt as well. And then once you have all of these stuff, the brake line, the bracket, the bolts, the rear dust shield, this would be a complete swap. Nothing else is required. And I know some of you guys was like, wait, there's the brake master cylinder. Yes, I'm going to get to that as well, because that is basically, no one talks about it. It is actually very important when doing a brake upgrade. Again, there are so many videos on the internet showing you how to replace the brake and stuff like that. So right now, I'm gonna basically undo this one, crack this open, pull the safety pin out, and then remove the factory non-BREMBO caliper, and then just two bolts, put the BREMBO one back on, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So just like that, this is what it looks like. The BREMBO caliper is on there. For the rear 2 caliper bolt, you want to torque it down to 71 to 97 Newton meters, somewhere there, and just do it somewhere in the middle will be fine. And basically, yeah, this is how you install the BREMBO brake on the rear part. Also, another mistake a lot of people make is where they install this one on the wrong side. So they'll install the left caliper on the right hand side and right on the left hand side. And one of the easiest way to tell is the bleeding nipple. You always want to have this bleeding nipple facing up, because when you bleed the caliper, the air naturally goes up, and if it's facing downwards, it's just not going to bleed and it's not going to work. And now moving to the front brake caliper, the biggest thing you need to sort of take notice is that if you are reusing all the factory rubber brake holes, you need to have basically a cut banjo bolt. Now in my situation, I have the entire brake line. Now what that means is I will need to swap this bracket with the BREMBO one. So as you guys can see, this is the non-BREMBO bracket and this is the BREMBO bracket. And you see how much longer it is? It's longer by quite a bit. And the biggest difference is the non-BREMBO one doesn't have the additional, pretty much like the bracket where it holds the brake line on the end. And the rest are basically the same. I guess you can get away with it if you sort of like zip tie it in place, but to have a clean install, you need this piece as well. When doing a front BREMBO brake upgrade, you will need to upgrade the rotor as well, of course. I have seen some people say, oh yeah, the rotor is the same size. And yes, it's basically the same size when it comes to diameter, but the thickness is different, as well as the cooling channel is different as well. So like, it is still a lot that's not the same. So without further ado, I'm just gonna chuck you guys on a time lapse and show you guys what it looks like. And just like that guys, the BREMBO is on there. As you guys can see, this is what the bracket look like. The line being held by it and then wrap around, and then the rest is the same. Connect to the little what do you call it, the hard line, where the factory hard line is. And there we go, that's what the BREMBO looks like. And when it comes to the caliper side, this is it. But then there is still the like bleeding side as well, which I will cover right now. And with the bleeding part, since your master cylinder is over there, which you want to start from the furthest away from it, which is for my right hand drive is my passenger rear, and then you move on to the driver rear, and then you move on to the passenger front, and last is the driver front. Also there's the bleeder nipple on each side of the caliper, as meaning like there's one on the inside and there's one on the outside. And always do the outside caliper bleeding first, like the outer bleeding nipple first, because that is furthest away from the brake master cylinder. So that way you get all the air out of your brake caliper, so no air is trapped in there. The same goes to front. You do the outside one first and then you do the inside one. Alright guys, now all four corners are bled, and I use the Castrol .4 brake fluid which would comply with like the BREMBO brake and stuff like that. And now I want to get into another thing that basically no one talks about when doing the BREMBO upgrade, right? And it is incredibly important, which is your pretty much your master cylinder. So you can see this is your master cylinder and this is your brake booster right here. And basically the non-BREMBO one have like a lot shorter master cylinder, which means the volume in there is smaller. Not only that, also the size in diameter, this is I think 1, as opposed to the BREMBO one is 1.06 something, which is slightly bigger as well. And also the brake booster, this is like the single type when there's like the double type. And this, all of these two have something to do with how the basically how the pedal feels. When you have the BREMBO one, your pedal sort of travels not as much, because it doesn't matter what brake you upgrade, it's going to be bigger in piston, means taking up more oil. and with more oil you need longer travel for say this cylinder as compared to the Brembo one, because simply you have to bring down the pedal more to fill up the caliper with like the brake fluid to get the car to brake. As compared to the Brembo one, then the cylinder is more volume in there, which means the pedal doesn't have to travel down as much to get to where the pads start like squeezing on the disc, where the car starts braking. So this is one of the really important sort of thing that people just overlook and don't talk about at all. And I feel like this is definitely worth the upgrade, because say right now I'm running like the Brembo one, but it's not like a huge front brake, which means, you know, the volume wise it's not like a major difference. But if you go with like a 6-piston front Brembo upgrade or whatever, something like that, then you know, like you're gonna start noticing that you have to brake a lot deeper to the car to get the car to start braking, which is not that great. And also I think some of your guys says running Akebono, that brake caliper is enough to tell the difference, and it's quite pronounced in that way. So with that being said, I am going to upgrade my master cylinder and brake booster to suit the Brembo one, but for now I'm actually gonna leave it, and I'm actually gonna upgrade to a even better one. I'm not gonna upgrade to the Brembo factory Brembo one. I'm gonna upgrade to the 370 one. I'm gonna look into how all the line works and whether, you know, like how to make all of everything work, and ABS as well. That sort of like will give me quite a good base point for me if I want to upgrade to a even bigger 6-piston brake in the future or something like that. And obviously, if you guys, my OG subscribers, I had a 6-piston endless big brake kit, and basically the volume of that caliper is basically the same as a Akebono one, but being 6-piston is a lot more, you know, like smooth and stuff like that, like more control on the pedal wise. But run into the same issue with, you know, upgrading the master cylinder, and then also I need to make the brackets together to fit this car. So that has been sort of was on the back burner for a long time, but don't worry about it, I'm still gonna do that upgrade. But I don't know when I'm gonna get time to look into all the hub and the brake caliper bracket, all that kind of stuff, because they all need to be custom made. For now, I will be running the OEM master cylinder and booster. It honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference, because honestly the factory Brembo is not even that big. It's just like a little bit bigger, and the factory master and booster will just hold up fine. But say if you go with a full front Akebono, rear Akebono, then you're gonna start notice quite a bit of difference. And then if you go even crazy, you go to front 6-piston, rear 4-piston, like Endless or AP Racing, big Brembo brake kit, then you're really gonna need to upgrade your master cylinder and brake booster, which sort of no one talks about these when doing the Brembo upgrade or even Akebono upgrade. Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's really important. Basically everything in this video, I feel like wasn't really talked about in all the other Brembo upgrade or Akebono upgrade videos. So yeah, I hope this benefit you guys, and if you guys find this helpful, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and go check out my couple of other videos on how to adjust the handbrake shoe, how to replace it, how to swap the back brake dust shield, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, basically that'll be it for this video, and without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video.